I remember you fishing in particular for hours as a kid by yourself. Can you describe that experience and kind of what that did for you? And you know, not everybody has the patience, number one, to be outside to do that for a long time, or just even for a few minutes, let alone hours. But you were very, not only patient, but very determined and very successful as a fisherman.
Well, you know, it's something that, I don't know, it's like Billy with his baseball. You know, you hit a good ball and you're like, okay, this is nice, I love this. I'm gonna try and strive so I can hit another one again like that. So it's kind of like fishing, you know. You got there's so many different techniques about it. It's so much stuff to learn, and that's what I loved. And there's always that moment where you catch a bigger fish than last time. So that's what I'm always after. I'm always trying to catch my biggest fish, no matter where it is. And fishing, so it's wild. There's so many different ways to catch fish, so many different techniques. Fishing deep water, fishing shallow water, clear water, muddy water, like it's always going to be different.
Right.
So it's a challenge of it that I love the most.
That's
very
cool.
challenging. So
it is challenging. That is for sure. Now, you might even like fishing more than hunting.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, that's a real cool thing. What do you think, like, with fishing? You said, you know, you have all these different scenarios, right? It's always a new challenge. What is the fishing that you like to do the best, and what was the most challenging?
Probably, I love trout fishing. You know, the big king salmon, just the fight. The fight that they put up is amazing. Plus, you're fishing in just big creeks with the mountains around you. It's a beautiful time to fish, October. So you know, like the trees are changing colors. So I love that. But I don't know, most challenging fishing. I don't know. It all comes pretty naturally to me. So it's not really.
Well, you have been very successful at it. It seems like every time.
I'd say trout fishing. It's tricky. It's very tricky. Very, very tricky.
Now, did you like fishing more like in small little ponds, or did you like going out on bigger lakes better?
Well, the small ponds are easier, you know.
Right.
It's just congested, but the lakes and creeks, it's challenging, so I enjoy that too. I just like fishing somewhere new, you know.
Yeah.
It's like figuring out what they're biting, what they want.
Right.
So.
Well, that's another thing too. The more different locations that you fish, the more you get to see the world too.
Exactly.
You know, and so it's always something new. That's awesome. So I recall you also used to go down to Naples, New York at the start of fishing season every year. Can you kind of just, you know, I know for those people around here, they know what that is, but for those, you know, out in the world, can you kind of describe that experience?
Yeah, so it was April 1st is opening day of trout season. So down in Naples, we have the Finger Lakes, so we have Canandaigua Lake. So it wraps into a big stream, and then it gets smaller and smaller and goes for miles. Oh gosh, it's for miles, this creek. And the trout, they spawn, so they'll come off the creek and spawn. And in this town, Naples, you'll go there, they have an annual fishing derby, so you pay like $10 or something, and you'll go fish all day. Like, there's tons of fish in here, crystal clear water. There are big pools, like 10, 15 feet deep, and then you got water that's inches deep that these fish will spawn in. So it's really a beautiful sight. There's always so many people down there, it's crazy. It's insane. I think that's the money for Naples is trout season.
Right.
Yep. So now it's just a beautiful, beautiful place, beautiful event that they have. So I really love it.
Now, do they shock the fish?
Oh yeah, yep.
So there's
it's like 2 or 3 weeks prior, they'll do a shocking. So the DEC, the game wardens, they'll go through, they'll shock certain parts of the stream, the creek, that they shock every single year, and they'll see what the numbers are. I think last year they were kind of down because the water was so low, but yeah, they do that. I forgot about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So when they do that, you really get to see, you know, if there are a lot of fish in the creek that year, or it's just same numbers or not. But
right.
it's cool.
Awesome.